The story begins with a journalist whose name is Laura, who also works as an article writer, and whatever she writes in her article goes viral very soon, and because of that, she is also very famous. It's her job to get to the bottom of anything, and that's what a journalist does. Her mind moves much faster than any detective. Because of that, she gets to know whether there is anything wrong or not. She has also exposed big people. But a few days ago, something strange happened. A girl had drowned in front of him and she could not save that girl. Well, that's an old story. When she comes to her office, everyone calls her congratulations because once again, she has gone viral. She is sitting in front of her computer desk. Then she gets an invitation. This was a very big deal, where a very expensive family had invited him. That's why she goes to her boss and says, I need a few days off. Her boss says, yes, why not? You enjoy it. I won't tell anything. She says there is a big yacht and I have been invited on it. Just 3 more days to go. If I stay there, maybe my mood will also get better. So her boss says it's okay. You have to come and do the rest. That is why she gets ready from here and goes on top of that very big yacht. The boat was very beautiful in appearance. When she arrives here, she is well received. She first meets Dr. Mehta, with whom she interacts. At the same time, we learn that there is a woman named Anne, who is very rich and has a husband named Richard. There were many more people who had come up this yard. That's when she sees her ex-boyfriend, whose name is Ben. She didn't want to see her ex-boyfriend. Actually, these two have broken up a few days ago, and she does not want to start anything again with it. But Ben also says that I also do not want to start anything again with you. It's just what happened. It was both of our fault. The cabin that Laura has been given is cabin number 8, and next to that is cabin number 10. She sees that someone is smoking in cabin number 10, and a cigarette has come here to her. That's why she puts it in the trash can. People were just enjoying this guy. We forgot to tell you that there is a boy named Ben, who is her ex-boyfriend, is a photographer. He came here to click pictures here. These rich people have hired him. Everyone is told that dinner is going to be in the evening. That's why everyone reached on time. So Laura also goes to her room and gets well prepared. But she sees her ex-boyfriend who was in a relationship with another girl. When she sees him, she hides herself. She hides in cabin number 10, but she sees that there is already a girl who was taking a shower. She apologizes to her and leaves this cabin. Now everyone gathers in one place. These are rich people. That's why they are different. Someone is talking about his wealth. Another is talking about their wealth and property. A girl named Grace, who is a social media influencer, is also sitting with these people. Now, when these people were having dinner, a woman calls Laura after dinner. The woman's name is Anne, Richard's wife, who has cancer and is the richest woman. She meets Laura. Anne says, I've read your articles. You write really well, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. Maybe I'll be a guest for a few days. After that, I will leave this world forever. I've written something. Can you read it and tell me whether I wrote it correctly or not? So Laura starts reading this thing. Laura realizes that it is a will. Laura says that you are going to donate all your property, wealth to a trust. Why are you doing that anyway? Because you're the richest. Keep something for yourself. Anne says I have nothing to do with it. We came empty-handed and will go empty-handed. If I do something good for someone while I am gone, it will make me very happy. That is why I will donate my all property to a trust so that it will do good to other people. Anne says that there will be an event. I will speak at that event. That's all I'm going to say. And then Laura puts the will in a drawer and kept the key next to the books. Anne also notices this thing, and Laura leaves from here. As she walks into her room, she begins to talk to Ben. Both of them want to make the same mistakes again, but Laura somehow manages to control herself and falls asleep in her bedroom. At night, she opens her eyes. She realizes that there are noises coming from inside the nearby cabin. There is a man who is shouting at the girl, so she goes to the balcony to listen to the sound. She realizes that someone has pushed the girl, and that girl has now fallen into the sea. That's why she tells this to the crew. The rest of the crew also wake up and quickly bring this huge yacht to a halt. Laura had seen the girl fall from her eyes. That's why the members of the crew begin to learn about each guest. After much effort, the crew realizes that the guests are just that. As many as we invited. No one is less. This means that Laura may have seen something else. But Laura says that someone fell from inside cabin 10. The crew people say that cabin 10 never opened. But Laura says that I saw a girl inside this cabin who was taking a shower. I had also put her cigarette in my dustbin. When she checked the dustbin, there was no cigarette inside it. Now, the most difficult thing that happens to Laura is that she finds out the truth and no one believes what she say. Now, Laura gets to know one thing, that there is definitely something wrong with this yacht, and I will find out about it. Everyone goes to sleep because it was nighttime. When it's morning, Laura herself talks to all the staff here. But from inside the staff, she doesn't see anyone who looks like the woman. When Laura finds nothing, she goes to Anne. Laura says, I saw someone fall into the water. But Anne doesn't even listen to her. Anne says, I have taken medicines. Now I'm going to sleep. Laura moves to her ex-boyfriend. Ben says that these are rich people. Don't fall into their trap or it will sink your career. You have come to enjoy for 2 to 3 days on the yacht. Enjoy. She tells Ben that you keep photographing here. Show me all the pictures you've taken. That's why he starts showing every photo inside his laptop. Finally, Laura finds the image of the girl she saw in cabin 10. That's why she goes out to tell others about it. But all the people who are there, they all say the same thing, that we did not see this girl, nor do we recognize this girl. You are surely mistaken. When no one believes Laura, then she goes to take a shower. But someone writes stop in front of her bathroom mirror. That means stop. She doesn't know who was the person who wrote the stop above the bathroom mirror. She also checked the CCTV cameras there, but the cameras were not functioning. They have already been suspended. Now she had to figure it all out on her own. Because of that, she goes to the balcony of cabin number 10 from her balcony. Then she went to her room. There she finds the girl's hair inside the bathroom, which she puts on a piece of paper, so that she could prove that there was a girl here. But she doesn't tell everyone about it. She just tells her ex-boyfriend that I have collected a bunch of her hair and I will find out who the girl was, and she hides this bunch of hair in one place. She is approached by a social media influencer named Grace. Don't fall into the trap of these people, she said. These are rich people. It'll drown you. But Laura just had to get to the bottom of the matter. That's why she talks to the staff, shows them the photo of the girl who appeared to him in cabin 10. But none of the staff saw the girl. Another thing Laura asks is how much more difficult it is to bring a girl in secret, but employees don't know that. When Laura was standing in the balcony in mourning, someone pushed her from behind. Due to good luck, she falls in the swimming pool, but someone starts closing the gate of the swimming pool and Laura gets trapped inside it. But fortunately, the rich girl sees Laura. This saves Laura's life. Everyone starts telling Laura that you've lost your mind. Try to relax yourself. Why do you go to others? Someone pushed me from behind and someone closed the gate of the swimming pool, Laura says, but nobody believes that. Laura finds out that the hair she hid is not in her court. That means someone erased that evidence as well. She doesn't understand what she is doing. She starts suspecting her ex-boyfriend because she told him everything. But Ben says that I have no hand in this. I want to be with you. Even the other people who were in this place start cursing poor Laura. They say you have ruined everything for us. We came here to have fun, but sometimes you get the cameras checked. Sometimes you wake people up. Better you don't come here. But Laura tolerates all these things. She goes to her cabin, but then she realizes that someone is knocking on her room door. As soon as she opens the door, someone was walking down the aisle. She follows him and says, "Wait, who are you? At least tell me that whatever human being was, it goes straight from here inside the quarter and reaches an engine room." And Laura also follows him and goes to a place, and Laura catches him. Laura sees that this is the same girl who was inside cabin 10. But when Laura removes her wig, it turns out that it's not her, but Anne, the richest woman who has cancer. Anne then knocks Laura unconscious and stops her. She runs away from here. Laura lies unconscious here for the next few hours. When Laura regains consciousness, she tries to get out of here but fails. Now this girl named Anne comes to Laura again the next day. But it doesn't take long to understand. She tells this girl that I know you are not Anne, but you look like Anne. And the girl named Anne is probably thrown into the water by you. This girl says that there is no such thing. I only came here for a little money, and my real name is Carrie, and now Laura understands everything here. In fact, the richest woman named Anne was about to remove everything from her will and make her own will in the name of a trust. But Richard, Anne's husband, didn't want it all. He wanted all the property transferred to him. That's why he hired this woman named Carrie. Carrie just had to pretend to be Anne one day more and sign the will so that the entire estate would be in Richard's name. Laura tries to talk to this girl, but Carrie goes from there as Anne, where she celebrates with everyone. But Ben tries to go to Laura's cabin. But Dr. Maida comes out of Laura's cabin and says that her condition has deteriorated. Let Laura rest for a while, and Dr. Maida goes straight from here to Richard and says that the girl who is Laura is not in her cabin. And I've searched everywhere. She was not found there. Richard says to kill the girl whenever he finds her. And this thing that the girl named Carrie remains Anne, she also hears. She realizes that Laura's life is in danger. So she goes to Laura late at night and tells Laura that he is going to kill you. Laura tells Carrie that he will kill you, not me. Once you sign their will, everything will be in Richard's name. Then he won't leave you alive because only you saw that he killed Anne. But I'm going to save you. Don't worry. Then she leaves late at night. Laura first goes to the library and opens the drawer with the key that was hidden behind the book and hides the will herself. But as soon as she leaves, Richard and Dr. Mehta attack her. They're both after her. Dr. Mehta was going to kill Laura by poisoning her. But luckily, Ben arrives there and he saves Laura's life. But Dr. Mehta injects the poisonous injection to Ben, which leads to his death. And Laura jumps into the cold water of the sea to save her life, and from here goes to the shore. where she sees a small house and spends her night there. Richard begins to think that she might have jumped into the cold water and died because the water was too cold. Then Richard takes all the people from here and goes to a place. A party was going to be held here. A lot of rich people came to that place. Carrie, who remains Anne, she was here too. Today she was going to make all her bequeathed land property in Richard's name. Laura also somehow reaches that party. Now Richard starts talking to everyone here through the mic that I love Anne very much. She has got a big heart. He doesn't even give Anne a chance to speak. Then Laura reaches the top of the stage. Richard is shocked when he sees Laura. Laura says, I want to say something through the mic. Richard says, you won't speak. But the girl who remains named Anne says that let Laura speak. Give her a chance to speak. Now Laura begins to read this will. In this will, it was clearly written that I am going to do my entire land property in the name of the trust. Now Laura tells her that you wrote the letter yourself. So Anne says, yes, I have written this letter myself. Richard becomes very angry. He starts saying that she is not Anne. Then how can she write? Now Richard's truth is revealed to everyone. Everyone knew that it's not Anne. She is a rented girl. Now Richard realizes that I can die. For the same reason, he takes a knife and puts it on the throat of the girl named Carrie, who seemed to be Anne. By then, a girl goes to call policemen here, but Richard starts to leave with the girl. Then a girl who works in security tries to shoot Richard, but that bullet doesn't seem to hit Richard. But then Laura goes to Richard and knocks him unconscious with the help of an iron rod, and thus saves the life of the girl she was telling. By then, a large number of police had arrived at the spot. Laura goes to her office from here after spending her holidays, and she publishes her article, whatever she looked up at the yacht. And she writes everything, but she is sad because she lost her ex-boyfriend Ben, and with this, the movie ends here. We hope you liked our review, and thanks for watching.